Yo, what's up YouTube? My name is Nexxus, and today's video we're going to be talking about Titanfall 2 and the features that we know are going to be implemented into the game this year. So the first thing we know is that there is going to be something called the network, where you can party up with like more than 5 to 6 players. Unlike Call of Duty, you can party up with like up to 8 players, and then it'll find a game that would let all 8 players be on one team instead of making you exclude the players that couldn't, fit into the 5 to 6. So that tells me that they're implementing a ground war game mode, much like Call of Duty. They're going to put that into the Titanfall multiplayer, and you're going to have 8 players that are actual players, and then you're going to have more AI. So if they do this, this would be pretty cool for the people, YouTubers who want to party up with subscribers and then play together, or, just random people who all play together and have big parties. The second thing that they said they're going to be adding is free DLC, because they said that the last game with the DLC, it separated the community too much, so they want to give everyone the DLC free. And then after that, they said that while the game is going to be on, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, they're not going to be able to implement the cross-platform compatibility because the voice chat and the party systems don't work well. So, if they did add it, you wouldn't be able to party up with your friends, you wouldn't be able to talk to anybody. So, they said, what's the point if they can't actually have the full experience of the game? Let's just cut it. The next thing they said they were going to be adding is actually skill-based matchmaking, which, in case you guys don't know, that's where they take your, your stats and they compare them to the other people in the game, and then they're going to match you up like the best player against the best player instead of having an overpowered team, which really they've been doing this in every first-person shooter since the beginning of time, because I'm always matched up against the, the good players, and my team's always terrible. Another thing they're going to be adding is actually the smart pistol, and the smart pistol is, in case you guys didn't see in Titanfall 1, it's actually a pistol that locks on automatically to all of the enemies, and then it'll take a couple seconds to kind of charge up and get prepared to shoot, like a stream of bullets that would insta-kill the enemy. So I'm glad to see the smart pistols coming back. That was kind of a staple in the first game. The next thing that we're going to be seeing is, in case you guys didn't know, there is grappling, and they're saying that grappling is going to take a lot of skill, because momentum actually really affects your Titan, because momentum really affects the player's movement with the grappling hook. So you'll be hooking up to a building, and then there's going to be a pole next to the building. The actual pole is going to hook the grappling hook, like the rope of the grappling hook, and it's actually going to change the momentum of your swing. Another thing they're going to be adding is single player depth. So instead of like in Call of Duty, they said, where you're just running through explosions, you're actually going to be, they said it was like a swimming pool. You're going to be into the action and out, into the action and then diving out. They said that easier movement is going to be implemented, because apparently it took too much skill in the first Titanfall game. So players that were less experienced, the noobs, they were complaining that, they couldn't make this wall run, or they couldn't make this jump because, for whatever reason they couldn't figure it out. So they just decided to make the movement system easier, and I guess that's a good thing. I already know how to use the movement system, and sometimes it did mess up, so I guess it's good that they're changing it up. The next thing they said is they're confirming more weapons, which we already kind of, knew, because that was the biggest problem with the first Titanfall game. There wasn't enough depth in weapons, and they're also adding more Titans, which we have 3 of the 6 that they said are going to be in the game confirmed. The first one's called Ion, and he shoots lasers, and he has laser trip mines. The second is called Scorch, and he has some like fire smashing abilities. And the third is called Ronin, and he has a sword, and he can dash, and he's quick. And then finally they said that this game has been tested for VR, so it could have virtual reality with it, but I don't know if they actually implemented it into the game itself for, consumer purchase. But that would be pretty cool if it actually was implemented. I probably wouldn't use it because VR is expensive and I don't really need that. But anyways, guys, that's the features about Titanfall 2 that we know so far. I'm sure more stuff is going to be coming out soon, and I'll be covering it for you guys, so stay tuned and subscribe. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And peace. And I just want to touch base with you guys, and if you guys have heard about this, we have a bunch of cool new stuff, and I'll just read off the first development